all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Back on the Bossman Show. As I told you, got my buddy calling into the show today. My man Paul Jones, NBC5 out there in Dallas, Fort Worth. He was in Nashville for a long time. Now he's doing it in Big D. PJ, how's life, man, in Big D, man?
It's busy, but it's good, boss. Great to be back on with you.
Yes, indeed. I want to talk to you about some tennis with you first, man. As you know, our man, Rafa Nadal, won 19 at the U.S. Open in a match that us both sweating bullets the whole 4 hours and 51 minutes with sweating bullets, man. I'm glad he pulled it out in 5, because thank God it was what it was. Because if he lost that match, it would remind me of Australia and the Wimbledon against Federer in 06, man. It would have broke my heart. Like
exactly. I know, in those other matches you referred to, he was ahead, he had it, he let it slip away, and ended up losing. And here he darn near let it slip away, but came up with a huge game, a final service game to win it 6-4 in the fifth. So, yeah, awesome. Great to see Rafa pull within one of Roger.
And as you said, pointed out so great on the day of the match, it was a game he was down 4-love on Medvedev's serve to change the whole match. It was a giveaway game. Medvedev with an easy error, and then Rafa digs in, gets the break, and gets a double break. Then he has to, and then it gets tight, but he keeps holds it for it 6-4 in the fifth there. Crazy match.
Yeah, when he faced another break point to get the match level at 5-all, I thought, oh my goodness, he's going to let this thing slip away, but he played a clutch point there, and then I think once it was deuce again, he only needed 3 more hits: a serve, a quick drop shot, and then a great serve that Medvedev hit long. So he closed it out quickly after a really tense moment in that final game of the match.
And it was shocking. John McEnroe says during the match, but I saw Rafa actually getting tired, where Medvedev was a stronger guy in the 5th set, and Rafa was the guy fading away, and the legs looking very weary. Even though he's played the less match, I'm like, wow, maybe the age of Rafa going 5 hours and not getting to him is over, because I'm like, I saw him getting weary in the 5th set as well.
Yeah, 10-year age difference, that's pretty big when you're talking about a 33 and a 23-year-old. And the way Medvedev sort of described it, he was just kind of playing on house money because he had already planned his losing speech. And he was ready to get off pretty quickly there, and he somehow managed to force it to 5 sets. So, yeah, he got re-energized when he won the 3rd and 4th sets. And, as John McEnroe liked to say, somebody had to dig really deep, and that was Rafa, maybe deeper than he's ever had to dig to collect major number 19.
Now, I predict this, PJ, is that I think he'll win Roland Garros again and get 20 at RG. But it'll be great if he get 20 at Australia, and he'll be able to hold at least all 4 majors at least twice. That'll be great. I feel like the U.S. Open now is Rafa's second home now in New York. People in New York really appreciate how Rafa plays. And then the French Open, they love him, but they like Federer's elegance, his style when he glides. And Wimbledon is Rogers' house. Australia is that guy from Serbia's house, I won't name. But I feel like the U.S. Open is Rafa's second, his true home, because the fans really love him and give him all the push and cheer for him like no other. And even with more that cheer for him at RG.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing because everybody thinks of Rafael Nadal as a clay court guy, and he certainly is with 12 Roland Garros titles. But to win 4 U.S. Opens shows you that his game is so much more than just about the clay. And frankly, he's really been owed a lot more at the Australian Open than he's received. He had the match against Federer that you alluded to earlier, where he was up 3-1 in the 5th. Really, he should have won that match. He should have 20, and Federer should have 19. But give credit to Federer, he rallied to get that match. But also the match against Stan Wawrinka in the Australian Open final, where Rafa had, I believe, a back issue at some point in that match. It kind of hurt him a little bit, so he was upset by the Stanimal. But really, I mean, Rafa should have 3 Australians by now, the way I look at it, which would easily put him in front of everybody. I think his bigger concern, though, in the overall big picture is going to be Djokovic more than Federer, given Federer's age at this point and the fact that Djokovic is closer to Rafa's age, and Djokovic is playing so well now that he's back from his elbow issues.
Exactly. Also, basically, Djokovic, PJ, remember, he was up in the 4th set, that long match they played in Australia, too. And the 5th set, he's up a break, too. So he could really have 4, if you ask me, in Australia.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. What gets me is how a guy as accomplished as Rafael Nadal is when it comes to professional tennis still manages to get tense, tighten up, nervous to where it affects his play in the late stages or key moments of a match. A guy that's won that many majors, obviously he's got the skills to deal with that kind of stuff, and you'd think he'd have the confidence knowing that he has responded well in those tight moments, but sometimes it still gets to him, and that really amazes me.
And I'm amazed about how I didn't realize how close him and Tiger Woods were. I had no idea they was that close, and they were buddies, and they talk to each other outside of the sports, and they text and talk. I had no idea they was that close. I thought Tiger was a Fed guy at first. Now he's a Rafa guy.
Yeah, that's interesting because you're right. At first he showed up in Federer's box seats for matches, and then at some point you stopped seeing him at Federer matches, and he started popping up at Rafa matches. And, you know, it makes sense because Rafa is a huge golf fan, and, Rafa probably has idolized Tiger Woods throughout the years. They probably played a round or two together, and they've struck up some sort of friendship. And that was one of the most memorable moments at this year's U.S. Open in that match against Marin Cilic when Rafa hit that amazing shot around the post and in toward the late stages of that match, and they cut to Tiger Woods up in the Rafa section, and Tiger's doing the pump fist like he's just drained a 20-foot putt at the Masters. it was just great. And the post-match celebration and conversation where they kept cutting to Tiger Woods was fantastic. That was, to me, one of the most memorable moments of those 2 weeks in New York.
And I enjoyed the Laver Cup too, PJ, seeing Rafa coach Federer and coach Zverev and team and them coaching Rafa as well. I thought this Laver Cup to me is really exciting. I like the format of it where you see guys losing, and Nick Kyrgios, and I didn't act like a butthole for once. He was actually a team player, coaching his guys, keeping them engaged. So I'm like, this Laver Cup is going to be really great. I guess the ATP Cup coming in January down in Perth, Brisbane, and Sydney is going to be good as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Laver Cup as well, and what a great opportunity for the world team to actually win it this year. It came so close, had its chances, played really well. I mean, kudos to John McEnroe for getting those guys going. And, I remember when it first began, I think Team Europe had like 5 or 6 players that were in the top 20, and Team World had like maybe 1, if I'm not mistaken. And they really, really played well. In an overmatched situation, they really made it nerve-wracking on Team Europe, and Team Europe had to really rally there late to get the victory. And once again, it came down to Alexander Zverev. He may not be doing so well in the majors when it comes to his individual play, but when he's had to step up in a team format like that in the Laver Cup, that's 2 times in a row now where he's closed it out for Team Europe.
You got that right. You know what's crazy, PJ, is that I should be cheering for the world, but I'm cheering for Europe because my guy Ralph's on the team. So it's kind of weird that I'm cheering for Team Europe, and I'm a world guy, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to be okay with whoever won that. I thought it would have been good if Team World had won it just for a change of pace, get them their first win in the Cup. But certainly not upset to see Rafa's team bring it home again either. It was really exciting.
It changes up for you. The Dallas Cowboys, PJ, 2-game losing streak, but I think they'll be okay. They had to have a second bye week in New York Jets this week, so I think they'll be okay to get healthy with that. So, what are your thoughts on the Cowboys? They beat who it's supposed to be. They beat the Giants, Redskins, and Dolphins. Teams that are three teams that are winless on the schedule with the Jets, and you got the Dolphins and the Redskins, but what are your thoughts on the Cowboys so far? Is it just a work in progress to kill more and kind of getting Chris Richard and the defense to stop the run now, not so much chase the passer, but I feel like they're using like Van Der Esch's and Jalen Smith's aggressive against them in that run game there.
Yeah, the run game really let them down. The run defense against the Packers, Aaron Jones gobbled up yardage against a defense that's normally very good against the run. Leighton Vander Esch, the second-year pro, out of Boise State, he had, by his own admission, a really, really bad game. They had a lot of gap issues, which was evident, seeing Aaron Jones, carve through them like cheese, pardon the pun. But they're going to have to get that cleaned up. You've had 2 games now, back-to-back against the Saints and the Packers, where the Cowboys played teams that were decent, if not very good, in the NFC. And prior to that, in their 3 wins, they beat teams that were combined 1-8. So it was a little misleading, that 3-0 record, I think. I don't think, I think all the talk about, it's time for the Super Bowl finally after all these years, that was way premature. But I also think losing to the Saints in a tight game and making that Packers game interesting, it's too soon to say that the Cowboys are done just because they've lost the 2. But they're clearly going to have to, as Jerry Jones put it yesterday in his own words, they're going to have to play better. And they're going to have to play better against these teams that are in the upper echelon of their conference and in the league overall.
Because the NFC is a very deep conference, if you ask me. Because I thought for sure with Drew Brees out, the Saints would be going down in flames. Then you have the 49ers undefeated right now. Seattle's playing out of their mind with Russell Wilson right now. Also, Tampa's a tough out as well. Carolina's even 3-2 without Cam Newton, which is shocking. The Bears are the Bears, and the Vikings are kind of they kind of hang around that second wild card spot. So the Cowboys have to come, and Philadelphia's getting healthy with Deshaun Jackson coming back here real soon. So it's like the Cowboys have to really beat these upper echelon teams and get their house in order to get a good spot in the playoffs. And losing to Green Bay and losing to the Saints hurts you with those tiebreakers for those home field advantages in that playoffs there. Yeah,
that's a great point, boss. And, they definitely have a lot of work to do. It's funny how quickly the conversation can change, because when they were 3-0, there were so many pundits on all the NFL shows that you see on television and here on the radio talking about how the Cowboys were probably the best team in the NFC. And now after these two losses, people aren't saying that anymore. But again, it's early in the season, and we're not going to learn a lot more about the Cowboys after this next game coming up, because as you pointed out, you have a bad New York Jets team that has yet to win a game this season. They have a quarterback who's going to be rusty coming back from mono in Sam Darnold. So who knows what he's going to bring to the table. So we probably won't find out a lot about the Cowboys this week unless they lose somehow to the Jets. Then we're going to really find out something that a lot of Cowboys fans don't want to hear or learn, and that is that maybe they aren't that good. But I don't see that happening. I think the Cowboys will handle the Jets, even though it's a road game for Dallas.
I got a couple more for you. Both of them deal with contracts at Prescott. What are you hearing numbers going to be for Dak when eventually the Cowboys have to pony up and pay Dak the market value for quarterbacks right now?
I mean, it's nothing's been nailed down for sure, obviously. They're talking somewhere between over $30 million, $34 million, somewhere around there. After the first 3 weeks of the season, there were a lot of people saying, hey, he's in no rush to get anything done, because if he keeps playing the way he's played in these first 3 weeks, that number could go even higher than maybe what it was before the season began. Now, after the last two games, he had 3 interceptions against the Packers. Maybe he's come back down to earth a little bit with his performance. So who knows what kind of impact these games are going to have on Jerry Jones when it comes time to finally figure out exactly what he wants to pay Dak. But Jerry is still very much in Dak's corner. He has not lost faith in number 4, despite these 2 losses. He still sees a lot of great qualities in Dak, great leadership qualities, Dak's ability to make key plays in times in a game. He did that against the Packers on Sunday, even though they lost. It was an incredible comeback, coming back from 31 down in the third quarter to make it, a 10-point loss. So Jerry Jones has not lost faith in Dak Prescott. I think if Dak can pick up his play, get back to the way he was in the first few weeks, and carry that throughout the season, he's in, obviously, for a huge payday. And there probably wouldn't be a lot of people that would argue with that he deserved it.
Are we heading for a Prescott franchise tag and Amari Cooper transition tag to try to keep them both their rights with the Cowboys? Because I know Jerry Jones and still wants to keep both of those players. That he's such a first-round draft pick for Cooper. He wants to keep him as the number 1 receiver for that offense there.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out. I know that the franchise tag is something that the players never want. It didn't go over too well with Kirk Cousins in Washington. When he finally got his chance to leave, he did. So Jerry Jones has not been afraid to open up the pocketbooks. I mean, he did it with Zeke Elliott after Ezekiel Elliott held out all of training camp. Jerry Jones realized what he meant to the team and finally opened up his wallet and paid Zeke the money that many people feel like he deserves. And I think he'll do the same thing for Dak Prescott. Again, that's barring some sort of bizarre turn of events the rest of the season where, Dak doesn't look like he's a top-tier quarterback, but I don't see that happening. I think he'll play well, and I think he's going to earn that big payday, and I think he'll get it from Jerry.
Hey there, well, Peter. Good to catch up with you, my brother. Miss you in LC in Asheville, man, but I'll catch you real soon down the road here somewhere, my good brother.
No Porzingis talk today?
Nope. I'm up against the break today.
You better go. Let's do it now.
Yeah, hey, I'm getting the whole, break time from behind the glass.
Okay. Go do your Frank. We'll talk NBA next
All right,
time.
man. Hey, PJ, have a good one, brother. Talk to you real soon, man.
Thanks, boss, for having me
this
on.
Paul Jones.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh, Family Grind, ENT. Believe in it, get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.